We all remember the era of brown games. Resistance, Gears of War, Killzone, even COD spent some time dabbling in this monochromatic muck. By the time of its release in 2011, the original Rage was a dirt-tinted game born after its time. Despite being generally well received, it was too brown too late. Where Rage heralded the end of the brown era, Rage 2 joins the current trend of neon apocalypse with more fluoro than a culturally appropriated colour run for Instagram models. If you didn't connect the dots, Rage 2 is the sequel to Rage, and the prequel to Rage 3, which I announced earlier this year. My hands-on started an hour or so near the beginning of the game to acclimatise to the pace of this madness, getting to grips with the mechanics, gunplay, and the vehicular mayhem of traversing the wasteland. An apocalyptic setting which is not only massive from a quick glance at the map, but surprisingly beautiful. A creative choice no doubt spurred on by the ridicule the original received for its, shall we say, poo-like palette? After a quick burn around, I was loaded into a much later, much greener section of the game, and graced with unlocked or discovered weapons and abilities to test out on spiky head goons, and even a few mutant speed bumps. Scanning the map showed 3 different coloured allies to appease, although from what I experienced, most missions involved rocking up to a location, blasting everything in sight before politely driving off again. Some of these areas were more open, such as enemy pit stops, which allowed me to at least plan my approach before it all eventually goes to shit. Meanwhile, story and objective-based missions tended to funnel me into linear corridor sections which become even more chaotic due to the close quarters. Speaking of gunplay, the weapons themselves all feel and sound as meaty as Rocky throwing haymakers at heifers in a freezer. The movement and platforming also has a really nice solid weight to it. You definitely get that iconic id Software chunkiness, although unlockable upgrades like the dash and double jump give you enough fluidity and freedom to curb the feeling you're stomping around in metal ski boots. Overall, the selection of weapons is small but versatile. The standout for me is the Firestorm revolver, which at first glance may appear underwhelming, but goes full West Side Story, firing a sticky bomb incendiary round activated like you're part of a camp dance-off. Along with your gun collection are abilities, which you unlock and upgrade along the way. These sci-fi-like superpowers are where the game drops all pretense of being about anything more than letting you become an ultimate wasteland badass. They range from a powerful force push, a vortex that eviscerates anyone pulled into it, even a heroic ground pound for a little bit of crowd control. Mixing these together with the standard gunplay and throwables like your trusty wing stick and a cute turret bot keep combat interesting, especially as stringing kills together raises a meter that activates Overdrive, a neon berserker mode that looks and sounds like you stuck your tongue in a VHS player. Don't ask me how I know. Overdrive ups your health and revs up your weapon power, combined with an unhealthy amount of obnoxious rock music. It all has a very Bulletstorm vibe, rewarding aggressive play. The game even boasts a commentary mode with disembodied novelty voices that yell catchphrases over the action.
He's heating up!
Possibly a subtle creative choice to help emphasize the collective inner monologue of insanity shared by all who survive to witness such horrendous end times.
Take that, you goose!
Oh, majestic as fuck!
Yeah, I'm gonna go with no on that. This chaotic on-foot combat certainly feels like the main focus of Rage 2, with story and multiple map markers really just serving as setups for moving from one slaughterfest to the next. But fortunately, there's plenty to get distracted by when crossing the vast wasteland on wheels. The world appears to be brimming with George Miller-inspired madness at every turn. No surprise with Avalanche's previous work on the acclaimed Mad Max game. My particular playthrough culminated in chasing down a fast-moving convoy of bikes, buggies, and a boss-like tanker armed with turrets and laser-guided missiles. I'll be honest, I didn't exactly know why I was chasing this thing down, but I do know I had a hell of a time doing it. In fact, this Road Warrior moment perfectly summed up my short time with the game. It was loud, distracting, dumb, messy, explosive, but I was having fun. While I did encounter a few little bugs in this early build, specifically with the vehicle sections, Rage 2 looks polished, bursting with personality, and most importantly, isn't taking itself too seriously.
Gotta blow it up, just to be safe.